7 trades I know have been cut off. Now it's only waivers, whoever you got, and goodbye. That's about it.
Yep. People were trying to send me last minute trades all night last night.
I gave up in your league. They're idiots. And if they're watching, you were idiots.
Yeah.
But like 7 of you are. We can start off with some 12 o'clock games until some questions come in because there's still bye week blues going around. We got a division game: Bears versus Lions. No weather problems at all. I guess for Chicago, they're the benefit is Justin Fields is playing, Khalil Herbert's back. Deontay Foreman is questionable with a shoulder injury, but supposed to play.
For all those reasons, that makes me want to play DJ Moore. I mean, he's kind of due for a game. He hasn't done shit in like a month and a half. I'd play him.
That's probably the only person I'd feel comfortable playing over there.
Would you feel comfortable playing Fields yet?
I wouldn't play comfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable playing Fields if he was having an MVP season. I just don't like how he plays quarterback. But I mean, I'm really not one to talk because I need quarterbacks all over the map. So would I do it? No.
No. What about hammer like Will Lev? Like if you're desperate, like Will Levis is your other option, or and that wasn't just.
No, I get what you're saying, but I think I would play Levis over Fields, to be honest with you.
Because I mean, it's very similar to last week, and I didn't think Kyler was going to do anything when he came back, and he looked pretty good. And I don't know if it's going to be a pride thing because Bajan didn't play great, but he got more wins than Fields did when Fields was playing. I don't know if Fields needs to come in and prove. He does need to prove that he's the guy. So there's that.
Well,
But then
go ahead.
Detroit didn't do well against Lamar. I mean, they're different running quarterbacks and it's a different offense, but
Doesn't it feel like you put the pressure on Fields to beat you with his arm, though? Like, I think Detroit's capable of that, and I don't trust Fields to do that.
no, I don't either. But
They can't
I guess
run
it
the
depends
ball.
on what else you have.
True.
From everybody that has like Detroit's defense is worried because Herbert destroyed them for like 400 yards. But there also are like a lot of people are saying, well, Justin Fields is probably going to throw some picks, probably get hit, lost for yards. So it's one of those games where it's like, all right, what running back will go off? Do you play DJ Moore since Fields is back? Does Justin Fields do good? Does he do bad? And then what the hell is going on in Detroit with the two running backs? Sam Laporta hasn't been over 40 yards in like the last few games. It's a lot of questions.
I think he hit his ceiling really early, and people overvalued him. Like, he kind of showed what he is at this point. You know what I mean?
I
And,
like consistency out of my tight ends.
yeah.
I'm
He's
okay
a
with
good
it, though.
player, though. Just not fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
No, I think he is good fantasy wise if it's PPR, because fantasy wise, the lowest he's had is 3 receptions. So that's 3 points right there. And last week he had 8 receptions. So I think if it's PPR wise, he's still going to put up numbers.
He puts up like a solid 8. If you're trying for, I feel like he's solid for a tight end at this point because there's so many that have been terrible and there's so many injuries. But I feel like for where they had him ranked as in a top 5 tight end, you're failing at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Jake Ferguson that James was talking about forever is
Who?
Jake,
Mike John.
Oh, Jake Ferguson.
and he's had a lot more bad games for sure, but when he's had a good game, it's a solid 20 piece,
Yeah.
a solid 15, a solid like
Well, the tight end position seems to be the most inconsistent out of any. I mean, even a guy like Kelsey, who's the most consistent, will have a few games of dud. No, maybe not duds, but I mean, Kelsey will always get you 4 or 5 points. Basically, it's the floor. Unless he's hurt. But then, like the tight end two after that, it really takes a drop. And I know everyone's picking up the Cardinals, McBride this week, but that's going to be interesting too. Is that just a Kyler came back fluke game, or is that consistent?
We're gonna get into that real quick. A&J Film says start 2: Brian Robinson, Tony Pollard, Brandon Ayuk.
Fuck. I'm starting Pollard this week, bro. I think he's gonna go off against the Panthers. They suck.
And they're going to be up big. And then I go Ayuk. Ayuk seems to be pretty high. It's basically his favorite target.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I'll take Pollard and Ayuk.
I was gonna say Robinson and Ayuk, but that's just based off of consistency at this point. But if Pollard goes off, then I'm okay with starting him.
Consistency on what?
No, but the Commanders
He didn't run the ball worth a fuck last week. If he didn't have that monster catch, he would have done nothing.
I know, but it's still more consistent than Pollard, is what I'm saying.
No, you cannot bank on that. Like, you cannot
I
bank
know
on a
you
home
can't
run.
bank on that. I'm talking about the whole season, fool.
No, he's not been consistent. What are you talking about? He went like a month where he didn't do shit.
But they're playing the Giants for dog shit.
That is true. But they also been blitzing the fuck out of everybody because they know that they're dog shit. I don't know. I think Pollard's going off. I'll call it. Pollard has multiple touchdowns today.
Ooh, put that bet in.
It's on you, but I feel it.
I have to blame because his schedule is just so running back friendly. It's like, bro, you have to show up at this point. Like, you have to at this point. Like, it's unless Mike McCarthy's just fucking toying with us as like Pollard owners, and he's like, nah, no running back for you. Like, I don't know what the hell, because the schedule is too easy for him. Like.
Part of me thinks McCarthy just can't utilize running backs because earlier in McCarthy's Packers tenure, everyone was like, "Why aren't they using Aaron Jones more? This Aaron Jones guy looks good when they use him," and he just wouldn't use him. And his excuse was he can't pass block, which there was some truth to it, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't use him at all. And then he leaves, and then Aaron Jones blossoms into what he is, and it seems to be the same there. He goes to Dallas, Zeke starts to fall off, and that could just be the tail end of his prime anyway, but. Pollard's not having the year everyone thought, so I'll blame McCarthy. Sure.
Yeah, that system's bullshit. It always has been. It's simple. It's like you got a college playbook there, bro. It doesn't work.
But they have the greatest quarterback ever, right?
Yeah, no. That's because they let him throw the ball like 1,000 times a game, so he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Against the Giants.
It's like Jameis Winston all over again.
Oh. Metamoritis, good vibes. Bryce Ridley goes. Start 3. Brian Robinson, Kenneth, Monty, Aaron Jones. Everybody keeps telling me my mic's low. Here, we all figure that out. Then.
B-Rod, Murray,
I mean,
Monty,
it's similar.
Aaron Jones. Well, you almost got to play Monty against the Bears, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Revenge game.
Who did the Packers play today?
Walker. Play the Chargers. Aaron Jones is my guy, but I mean, I have him in my league. I'm starting him in my league, but it's tough because you don't know. It seems like every other week, LaFleur's like, nah, today we're just going to utilize Dillon. Today we're going to utilize Jones. If Jones gets the workload he got 2 weeks ago against this Chargers defense, then he's going to go off. But I mean, it's a big if where these other 3 are all playing pretty favorable opponents. I mean, all 4 are playing favorable opponents. I don't think you should really sweat which one you leave out, but I think Aaron Jones might be the riskiest.
Mm-hmm. I don't hate Kenneth Walker against
The Rams. Yeah.
the Rams. I mean, I guess B-Rob and Kenneth will be a flip to me. It doesn't matter because you got the Commanders against the Giants and then the Seahawks against the Rams. Neither one are going to stop the run.
Right. So these are all pretty good options.
Go Kenneth and Monty. Fuck it.
He needs 3.
Oh, then B-Rob for the same reason that James just said. Like take the 3 better options.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have Aaron Jones no more. So.
Don't say that because I do.
Nick traded him to me, and then I traded him off.
To some idiot in your league.
Yeah,
That's cool. I got Tyreek in mine. So.
fuck you.
Moving on.
Or I could use 2 and plug Kirk at flex.
I don't hate that. Christian, I mean, he's consistent. As Nick, he talks about him all the time.
And he's playing Tennessee.
I was just finna say that. Oh, yeah, play him.
I have my Titans stock, which isn't doing too hot, but I kind of feel like if any game's going to be one of just those blowouts this week, like if you want to take an alternate line and a team's going to get blown out, I could see the Jags just dog walking the Titans today. Just with their defense, their pass rush, Levis makes a few mistakes, which could open the door for a big Lawrence game. I think the Jags got kind of embarrassed last week, and this is a big bounce back against a rival.
Tight. I'm down with
I can
that.
see that.
I like it.
Sorry, Titan Nation.
I don't think either one of those teams has a very good defense. I just think that the Jags have a better pass rush, like you said. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee scores points, though. That Jaguars secondary is bad. It's not good at all.
No, we didn't tell you to start Pollard over Ayuk. We told you to start Pollard and Ayuk.
This is true.
Like,
Yeah, I'd probably rather have Ayuk
I
one for one.
Ayuk's probably the most confident one on your list that I believe in. Because Brock Purdy looks like he figured some stuff out. Kyle Shanahan looks like he's going to utilize Ayuk.
I think he's saying only start one. Ayuk's the safer one. If you really, really, really need a home run, I'm going Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I have Pollard in for that reason.
The whole Pollard versus the Panthers shit, it reminds me of that game last year when the Panthers, they got raped by Mixon. You remember? I think he put up like 4 touchdowns on him. He didn't do nothing the whole game. And then I think he put up like 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's what it feels like to me.
And everybody that left him out is going to be mad if that happens.
Well, this is the time of the fantasy season, too, where, like, this almost needs context where you are in the race. If you're fighting for a last playoff spot, if you're fighting for a division, but if you're, like, in the 1 seed and cruising, or if you're out of it and you're just playing because you're a gentleman, then fucking play Pollard. Like, play the higher upside if this game this week doesn't have as much stakes. But if this is a crucial must-win game, then you might want to play it safer.
That's how I'm at in my league right now. I'm playing the number 2 person. I'm in like almost last place, so I have to win every game going forward to make the playoffs. So I'm just playing with Tony Pollard the rest of the year and being like, bro, come on, do something, bro.
Take some risks.
Ride the Cadillac with the 2 donuts on it. Like, let's go.
I have Tony Pollard in a league, and I can't find which one.
I love pissing people off because my one league, the one league I'm fighting for my division, but the other one I'm like 2-8. It was just a weird year, but I do all the waivers every week just to piss people off, get higher on the waiver order. Still fighting. I'm not tanking.
They're like, why you have all the good
Never.
players? Should have got him.
My team is pretty stacked. That's what I don't understand, but whatever.
Don't feel bad, James. In Caleb's league, I made like 60 moves. So.
Yeah, he did.
That's what happens when you draft Aaron Jones. To look at some questions. We'll go on.
Keep talking about Aaron Jones because I'm playing him today.
We
and every
are,
time
and
you do, he does.
that's the next game we're going to, Zach. We're going to Green Bay Packers versus the LA Chargers. Some notable, I guess, outs are probably for the Chargers. Keenan Allen, shoulder questionable to play. He said he's going to play, but it's one of those, I guess, you want to watch and make sure that. I mean, you're not going to not play Keenan Allen, but if he falls down the wrong way and they take him to the blue medical tent and he's out for the rest of the game, don't be surprised. Gooten, the new one, the receiver, he had pulled his own groin, so he may not play.
He did it himself.
Yep, his self, yeah. from what I
An
read.
accident.
Everett is out. Got some questions real quick. Dylan Fink says, few start, sit, full PPR. Question 1. Start 1 flex. Hollywood or McBride? And then
Ooh,
I feel like
I
I'd
like
rather.
McBride.
I feel like I'd rather go McBride.
against the Texans, yeah, I'm going to go with McBride.
Mm,
We give up some tight end stuff. 2, start 1 running back, 1 flex. Connor, Achan, Waddle.
Ooh. I want to say Achan, even though he's coming off of his IR spot,
I'm playing him today.
and then I
Yeah,
kind of want to say Waddle, but I feel like Connor could run one in.
yeah, I did it too, Ryan.
I agree with that. I think Connor can get you a touchdown if they get down there, but I don't think he's going to give you big numbers.
He's not gonna be. He's not a bell cow no more, but he's a red zone threat now. I want to say Achan and Connor because I feel like Achan's gonna put up numbers just from running. Connor's gonna get you red zone work if they're down there.
I just hate putting 2 players from the same team on a team,
'Cause we
but
can-
I'm not going to contradict it because I'm doing it today.
Yep.
I would go Achan and Waddle because Miami made it very clear like their most important player that they wanted back this week wasn't Achan, it was Waddle,
I'm going to put.
which means they must have a plan for him.
Yeah, and they're playing the Raiders, so
Yeah, I was about to say they're playing the Raiders. So at this point, I mean, I'm playing as many freaking people on Miami as I can.
I think safe to say Achan is a start, and then you're okay whichever way you go with Waddle or Connor. But Waddle has more upside than Connor.
yep.
And you're already playing McBride, so I don't want to tell you to put Connor also.
And then
Oh yeah.
Knowing our luck, we're going to tell him to play Waddle, and Waddle's going to get popped on the first play, and his back.
that's what I was gonna say. I'm afraid he's gonna get hurt too. I traded him the other day in Nick's league.
I mean,
And then start 1 quarterback, 1 running back, and 1 flex. Stroud or Fields? Stroud.
Stroud, Jerome Ford, and Singletary.
Yeah.
Only because Ford and Singletary are gonna get carries today. I can promise you Singletary will get 20 plus. If you give me 20 plus carries from Singletary today, he's worth the play. And I just don't know who else besides Hunt's gonna run for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Can't really
Singletary's
argue that.
definitely going to get more than 20 today with Damian Pierce being out again. So, yeah, I see him having a lot of upside today.
The Waddle over Ford might be my only change, just because that Steelers Browns game, there's going to be like no points, so the likelihood of getting a touchdown is a lot lower in that defensive ugly game. But so Waddle in a blowout might have more upside than Ford, but I like Singletary.
Yeah, but we already told him to play Waddle earlier. He just had them on there.
Oh right, so okay, so in that case,
They
then
must have multiple leagues going.
No, I think he's just.
And
I
with
think
them.
he's just giving you like everybody he has on his team.
like
right
I was a
there.
list, like
On
okay,
his
if you don't-
list.
if you didn't pick Waddle, I put Waddle here at this one. Also.
Yeah.
I like how he broke it out.
Look,
I
I
just
just
got-
want to say, Field is healthy, okay. And
Shut up.
Field, no, I'm just kidding. All right,
Dolphins running back Devon Achan is back and expected to be full go as key contributor with Raheem Mostert in backfield today. So there you go.
I didn't even hear half of what you said. All I heard was
Play Achan.
Okay.
I'm playing Achan and Mostert together today. Fuck it.
I would.
Dylan also had a question, more football related. Also, we still like my Ravens to contend this year without Andrew. Sad face. I'm a Ravens fan, born in blood. First year I've seen us with a solid wide receivers and solid backup tight end. So time to step up. Health is important too.
I'll have a solid backup tight end.
Likely.
Not likely. No, I think y'all could still be contenders. Because y'all's defense is solid. Y'all have the capability of running the ball. But also, like, I think that if you were true contenders, as much as this is gonna suck to say to a Ravens fan, y'all might need Lamar to regress back to old Lamar a little bit. Like, just go, just fucking go.
I like the Ravens as a sleeper this year in the AFC, but if you look at the landscape with Burrow out now, the Bills are struggling. I mean, Rodgers took the Jets out. Like, the AFC is open for a team like this, even with an injury. And as good as Andrews is and as important as he is, I don't think typically, other than maybe Kelsey, losing a tight end really swings the pendulum that much to remove you from contention. It'll make it tougher, but yeah, I still like the Ravens to be first in the playoffs.
I mean,
So don't worry.
I mean,
What we got?
Mahomes isn't having his best year either. So. Giovanni says
I mean, consider him have a receiver.
that's not my fault. Giovanni pick
I feel
3, Evan or Moore, Ayuk.
First three: Evans, Moore, and Ayuk.
Yeah.
I never have to think about Scary Terry. I don't want him on my team.
Yeah. I like this thing.
Yeah, I tried to trade him. Nobody wanted him. Oh no, I did trade him. Yeah.
You know, Sam
Like-
Howell, I was out on Sam Howell early, but I think he's proving to be a solid quarterback.
I traded
He
him.
can put numbers
Yeah, I
up.
traded
He
him.
may not win games, but he can put numbers up.
Yeah, Sam Howell's on your bench. Just go grab him. Or just if he's on the waiver wire, go grab him. He's solid. All right, so we're going Evans, Moore, Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blurpy says, just got offered Pollard and Taysom Hill for McBride and Singletary. Do I take that? My other tight end would be Jake Ferguson.
You're tight end 1 right there.
You got a tight end 1. I don't think Singletary's value will hold up like that for very long. So
Yeah,
you're really,
I'd take that.
I would take that also because if Pollard pops, then he has more value than anybody on that list.
Yep.
But then you ask the question: is like, do I trust the dumbass Dallas Cowboys to control 2 players on my team, and Pollard and Ferguson?
Yes. Because I have that.
Yeah.
I only say
Well, and also-
Ferguson is that solid. Though.
With Derek Carr getting banged up, because even when Derek Carr is healthy, they still use Taysom Hill a lot and that Wildcat. So I think that's only going to increase as the season gets later. So
I mean,
I think Taysom Hill's value is
This is also Singletary's last game as of right now starting because Pierce will be back, so you don't know how that's going to look.
Yeah, I'd be trying to trade Singletary as high as I could right now.
If you get Pollard, I mean, if he blows up, at least you know he's the starter somewhat.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm thinking about is McBride. Like, not to say he's all-world talent, but all I could think about is when Zach Ertz went to that team last year, how many balls he was catching from Kyle.
Are you going to play
Like, he was like a 10, 12 catch a game kind of player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
So
fun.
he may have a lot of value to
What are you going to play him over Ferguson?
Oh, that might be my flex.
Yeah, but having Hill and Ferguson, I think, would make up even if McBride goes off. And you get more value from Pollard than Singletary.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to drop Singletary once if he loses his starting job, which sucks. You get nothing for him, man.
He said
Ooh, don't read that, James. Don't read that,
he's playing
James.
McBride over Ferguson if he keeps.
They don't make the trade. They don't keep him. Don't put someone over Ferguson.
I traded Mark Andrews for Ferguson the other day, man.
Wow.
That worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
I was like, just
Giovanni asked McBride or Evan Ingram.
Ooh.
That's a tough one right there.
It is because Evan Ingram's one of them fucking deep threat tight ends now. So
And
And then, like what James said earlier, like they're kind of bound to bounce back from that ass whooping they took last week
Yep.
against the Titans. So, like in the long run, I think I'd rather have McBride, but on today, I'd probably want to rather have Ingram.
Evan Ingram is the only one competing with Christian Kirk for like targets so far, as a like top target on that team. So he might do really good, especially against Tennessee today. Which, oof, I don't know. I don't like McBride as much as other people do.
Jesus Christ. Week 8, Evan Ingram caught 10 for 10.
Hmm
Security.
Yeah, but that team, like I'm pretty sure Lawrence probably only had like 20 completions.
Probably. But that's if you had Evan Ingram, you got 10 points off of that just by itself for PPR.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'd probably play Evan Ingram this week.
But McBride has.
What were we talking about? Oh, the Chargers and the Packers.
Yes.
Um,
So I guess we'll start with the Chargers since they have more injuries. Are y'all worried about Justin Herbert?
No, he's not
he
my
looked all
quarterback.
world last year. He looked good last week. I ain't gonna lie. He was making throws that only the elite of the elite can make. That has to count for something.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust. I don't have no other option, so
I
I'm
know.
rolling with Herbert and Lamar in 2 leagues. There.
Do you know Eckler's never rushed for 1,000 yards?
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense because he usually fucking rushes for like 800 and catches for 800.
Yep. Yeah. But most he had was like 900, but he also had 900 receiving.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, no,
Not
that
a
makes
knock.
sense.
I
It's
thought that was crazy.
yeah.
But he's obviously playing Packers rush.
He has exactly he has the same numbers that like the top fucking wide receivers have as well.
So if Keenan Allen is hurt, do they rely more on Eckler and them? I'm guessing.
It makes me so glad that I've just had Quentin Johnson sitting on my bench this whole season because they're starting to use him more and more.
Yeah. And it looks like with what's his name that got hurt, Guten. It just feels like Quinn Johnson type of flex game. Like somebody's
For the Packers, as much as I like Romeo Dobbs, you can't really trust any of these week to week consistently. You really just don't know which one Love's going to go to. I would play Jones in most situations, but I would also, if I was desperate enough, play Dylan. Dylan's actually been pretty consistent the last few weeks. I think he's bounced back from a shaky start, so I wouldn't say start him over any elite running backs or anything, but you could do worse than A.J. Dillon or Aaron Jones.
That's true.
What about Christian Watson?
Ugh.
Man, if you just said it, it's like they're so inconsistent week to week. It's hard to put faith in anybody on that team. Like you just don't know because the only thing you know for sure about the receivers on the Packers is that they're not going to have 2 good weeks in a row.
This is very true.
So you're really taking a gamble. You know what I mean? Because I could see why anybody would think that they have players that would do good for them, but I don't know what's going on with that team.
It's tough, and they're at home, 3-point underdogs, but I'm done betting Packer games. It's just it always comes down to the last drive, it feels like, and it doesn't work out. But I also wouldn't ever bet on the Chargers, so it's kind of a stay away for me. The first game, though, what we did, Lions are 8-point favorites over the Bears. I kind of
Oh,
like.
I'd take that. I
Yeah,
would take that.
I take the 8 too, even with this one. But yeah, Packers +3. I wouldn't throw.
I mean, I'm trying to find you know what? Yeah, no, there's nothing for the Packers. It's gonna be 35 degrees, so it's gonna be a cold one. We'll see how that goes.
Then it might be an A.J. Dillon kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
You know he loves to run in them cold weather. Another 12 o'clock game. Cowboys versus Panthers in Charlotte. 52 degrees. Notable injuries, I guess, for Carolina still would be Hayden Hurst concussion, um, and their other tight end Thomas calf injury questionable. Other than that, I mean, are y'all feeling the Adam Thielen train still?
No,
Not me, because that other corner for Dallas, as much as I hate to say it, he actually like made a name for himself. Bland. When Diggs comes back, Bland's still going to be better than him, I think. And he's the kind of guy who can just follow Thielen around the field and take him out, which makes it hard for Carolina to do shit.
So it's a,
the Panthers have been frisky in quite a few games this year against when they're big underdogs, and they're 10.5 today. But I don't think that's the case today. Where Dallas is getting pretty good at figuring out how to just blow the doors off of teams. When Dallas, like, even if you look at last week, when they play a team that's just undermatched, I think that's when McCarthy shines the most. So
Well, that's what they are. They know how to beat the teams they're supposed to beat,
but right,
and
stuff
and that's all they're good at.
yeah. Not arguing. Not gonna argue that. But yeah, I wouldn't play any Panther day like at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
No. I have Miles Sanders in the league, and I think I'm going to drop him.
Oh, yeah, I dropped him early.
He said, "Ugh."
The whole line is so bad there that he would have like 15 carries for 17 yards. It's like, God.
it was
Yeah, I
funny
know.
because people that had Chuba were like, finally he gets the start over Miles Sanders, and he's done nothing
I was
either
going to say, he didn't do shit.
because that O line
Wow.
is so terrible.
Yeah, it's fault.
Are y'all playing Bryce Young if you need to for some reason?
Fuck no.
Not against the Cowboys, and I don't even think their defense is that great. But I'm not playing them against the Cowboys because I think their D line can get to where they need to be today.
I mean, he's been sacked, probably catching up to Sam Howell also. So
if I don't know how to pronounce his name, but if that defensive tackle that the Cowboys drafted from UCLA gets his hands on Bryce's at last, he's gonna get hurt. That is a big ass fucking human being. That is a big dude. I literally seen him push 2 O linemen out of the way with each with one hand, and I was like, shit, like they found somebody on that team. So if he gets his hands on Bryce, it's like body slamming a baby.
so don't put Deuce Vaughn in.
No,
Not just kidding. Um,
Who the fuck would do that?
for the Cowboys, I'm guessing Dak has actually been a pretty good quarterback in fantasy wise. He's a top 10 right now, putting up numbers, of course, on bad teams. Which, if you're a Dak owner, you don't even care who he's playing, what he's doing, as long as it's getting you points. Are you playing majority of okay, let's say Dak Prescott, you're gonna play, right?
Yes.
CD Lamb, of course, you're gonna play.
of course,
Jake Ferguson, you're gonna play.
of course.
After that,
Brandon Cooks, they've been amping him up a little bit. You know
I was
what I
going
mean?
to say, do you play Brandon
So-
Cooks?
I do because Carolina is a little bit retarded in the sense they know that they have a good corner. Like J.C. Horn can probably man up anybody to an extent, and that's what they're going to try to do on CD, which means the rest of this sorry ass secondary got to deal with Ferguson, Pollard, and Cook, and it just seems like Dallas has been working Cook in a little bit to me.
Yeah.
Like he kind of did well against the Giants last week, so I would play Cook if I needed somebody.
I mean, there you go. So we're playing Michael Gallup also.
I didn't say
Nah,
that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
it's like it's too much. That's too much. What about the backup running back? What's his name? Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah. He got picked up in a lot of leagues. He ended up vulturing a touchdown here and there.
Well, I think that Pollard does well today. So on today, I wouldn't play him. But I could see maybe going forward.
Especially they said if they're already blown out teams, they're probably gonna just rest some of their guys with Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
Another 12 o'clock game. Arizona versus Houston. NRG, so no weather problems. Notable injuries for the Texans. They have a lot on defense. Running back Pierce is out. Noah Brown is a game time decision with his knee injury. Nico Collins is back. Um,
Will Anderson is a game time decision.
yes.
That's what makes me nervous because that's the difference between Kyler going the fuck off and not.
Yep. Oh boy, injuries are fucking tight. Are you gonna play Tank Dell today?
You have to.
Nico Collins.
I mean, you just have to assume that it's like it's like flipping a coin with Houston. It's like, you know that if they're open, that Houston will get their receivers involved. You just don't know who and what and when and where. So it's like, it could be Collins today go off. It could be Tank.
Could be Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, it could be any. The thing about Schultz though, that he just don't typically get in other people's way. Like, I still feel like there's a path for a receiver to do good and Schultz to do good.
Yeah.
But then also you gotta think about it, like, we can't expect Houston to hand the ball to Singletary 20 plus times and then a receiver go off.
Yep.
Like, they did it last week, but Noah Brown really just had like big catches, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of like the Cardinals +6 in this game, and that also if Will Anderson's out, and that makes that even. I just think the Cardinals are going to be frisky. I think the Texans win ultimately, but I think it's going to be close. And
Money wise, that's a trap right there. That line moved 2 times over the past 2 days. It started at 4,
mm-hmm.
and now it's at 6.5. You know what I mean? It's a trap.
Because everyone's taking the Texans because they're the hot team to bet on, and the over/under is like 48 or 49. So it's apparently supposed to be a shootout. And if it's a shootout, yeah, I like the Cardinals +6. That is a trap if you're taking the Texans.
I actually feel like we're gonna cover the 6.5 because I called it Houston by 10, but that's not to say that they don't score. They still don't get to 30. You know what I mean?
The Cardinals
Being
still
air-
are a dog shit team. Like, they played well against the Falcons, who are also not a great team, and it was a lot of that was just Kyler coming back. So I think there's a little bit of that too, where it's an overreaction both ways, where people are overreacting. I'm not saying the Texans are not legit, but everyone's loving the Texans story, so everyone's betting on them. But at the same time, everyone's betting the Cardinals too because they look good and beat the Falcons, and Kyler's back. So it's.
I just want to remind you that Houston is missing like all its leadership on defense though. Jimmy Ward's gone today. Perriman's gone today. To'oto'o's gone today. Like, everybody who's worn the green dot this year is not playing. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Hollywood gets a big catch or something. You know what I mean? Like a play breakdown. So I think Arizona's still going to get points today, like a good amount, but Houston's just going to get more.
Battle of the offenses.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be really offense heavy game. I'm already thinking about it.
So since we're saying this, I need y'all's help. Do I play Houston's defense or Detroit's defense?
Detroit's defense.
All right, I went with that. I said it and forget it.
Who are they playing? The Bears,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bad feeling.
Detroit's defense.
I mean, they're both risky, but
Yeah.
for Arizona though, a lot of people drop their quarterbacks with Kyler Murray. Are we buying in completely on the game against Atlanta?
It has to count for something, but I'm not selling the farm for it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see you continually do it.
Same for McBride. We just have to see how it goes week for week for Ferguson and not Ferguson. Shit. McBride. I just automatically say his name. McBride, Murray, and the Cardinals as a whole. Like, was it a fluke or was it legit?
Even though I do believe Houston wins the game ultimately today, I think a sleeper of the week comes off of Arizona, whether it be Michael Wilson or Rondell Moore.
True.
Damn.
Go
I hate
get
that,
Michi.
but I can see it. Yeah, we need Michi. Where they at?
I picked up Michael Carter for Arizona. I don't think he's doing shit today, but you never know. You know, he likes to catch passes and shit. Yeah. We'll find out. But
And shit.
yeah, he's like the side
Hey,
character in him.
At one point, he was a RB1 on the fucking Jets for like 2 weeks, and then
And
they were like, "Oh, Brees Hall's here," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
he's my last spot. I mean, I got him as a what if. And I can
Yeah.
always trust him with that. Going into a banger of a game. Giants versus Commanders.
Ugh.
It's 49 degrees. Notable injuries, if you're, I guess I could say. I mean, we of course know for the Giants, everybody and their water boys out. But watching Antonio Gibson, if for some reason you're trying to play him. But are we just like,
Okay, that increases B Rob's value a little bit more.
are we like, out of the Giants? I mean, the only one that most people seem to be playing is Barkley. Are you?
And that's only because they drafted him so high.
Are you?
Right.
But like, if you had Barkley on your team, don't you feel like I would feel like I'm not doing enough if I continue to play Barkley and not try to get a better running back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, this guy cannot be the best I have.
Yeah, if I had Barkley,
and expect to
I'd be
win.
trying to move him for name value if trades are still up in your league. But I mean, I've been saying that for weeks by now. I'd have been trying to move him just purely off of the name.
But even if it's like you have a deep receiver group and you can try to get you like a Rashad White or somebody and keep Barkley, I just don't think Barkley can be a running back one on a winning team.
Let me see. Grant says Kincaid or McBride full PPR.
McBride.
Ooh,
Who's the Buffalo player?
Jets.
Big Brad.
I traded Kincaid the other day.
Yeah.
It's just that Buffalo offense looks like dog shit. I don't know what's going on with them either.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them either. All right. I don't know what's going on with them either, Zach. I hate that damn. That team there is all my stuff went away. Let's see. As for I mean, anybody that still has Barkley, they have him like Kale said, name value. You have him, you probably trying to keep him. You feel buyer's remorse because you bought a lemon.
Ooh.
At the end of the day, you went in with the CMC mentality. Like, if you're healthy, you're going to do that. And he's the only one that hasn't shown up. I mean, Josh Jacobs has shown up. Austin Eckler's starting to show up. Even Aaron Jones is starting to show up. Barkley owners are swinging at the air and don't want to trade him because of his big name. But it's like, I feel if you're not competing and you're going to keep him, fine, whatever, at this point. But if you're competing and he's one of your top two running backs, you deserve to lose, I feel like, at this point. Like,
It's so sad though if you really think about it, because like for football in general moving forward, the fact that like him and Josh Jacobs had all that bullshit going on about money, and then they get their money, especially Saquon because he got like 3 years I think, and they don't do anything. It's not a good look for the running back position moving forward.
Not at all. His most rushing yards of the season were 128 in one game, and then he hasn't put up more than fucking 15 points or so in any other game except that one, other than week 2 when he played Arizona. Like,
And that was a comeback win.
Yeah.
That was like a 30-point comeback in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's why.
and
Derrick Henry
Saquon,
the last.
well, what? Derrick Henry, what?
Oh, is Derrick Henry the last franchise running back we're going to see in a while?
I don't know.
Because that was just.
I think
right
Nick
time.
Chubb and Bijan, they might try to stake claim to that title, but especially Bijan. Once they fire their dumbass coach and he gets somebody in there that knows how to use him, he's going to be all world.
But you could argue Bijan's similar to Saquon or similar to Gurley, where it's a first-round running back. He looks amazing early on, has a few good years, Well, I mean, Todd Gurley showed how fast that could fall apart on that second contract.
True.
Dude, I'm looking at
I'm a Nick Chubb fan. I think he's the best runner out there.
Saquon's stats from the past few years. He's not really as fucking great as everyone made him out to be.
I always thought that. He's always hurt. It's like, what do you?
No, even-
I don't give a shit about your videos of you squatting
Yeah.
9,000 pounds if you can't fucking run.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
even last year when he played the entire season, it wasn't even that great.
Him at Penn State just showed this athleticism I almost had never seen before. He looked insane, which is why the Giants fell in love. But yeah, those injuries that he received back-to-back years,
It's
that's a lot.
it's kind of like
Yeah, he's one of those players where like the hype behind him makes you hate him more than the gameplay.
yeah.
Because if you go back and look at the end of last season and into the playoffs, he did really well. He helped that team. They ended up winning a playoff game. But it's like you're not that hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit talking about this dude because now I want to see him fail. It's like Victor Wembanyama. It's like I just want to see bad things happen to you on a football field because I'm sick of hearing about it.
Facts. No, I was kidding. Washington, out of the offense, I mean, it looks like a strong game for Brian Robinson. Sam Howell looks to be kind of flirting with the must start unless you got a top tier quarterback like Hurts, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert. But Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, those are the guys that are like the what if.
Is it just me or does the Commanders kind of fit into a bubble of teams like Houston and Kansas City in the sense that they don't have a receiver that warrants number one play, so it's really hard to like know who's gonna go off. You know what I mean? Like nobody can go to Kansas City and be like, this guy's gonna go off today. I mean, you can't. And the same thing with the Commanders is like that enemy system is just like whoever's open is gonna get the ball.
Yeah.
Unless you're all world and can get upfield on top of the safety. Other than that, you just have to bank on the fact that this guy's got a good matchup that week.
Yeah, Dotson's been playing better, but not to the point where, he's a must start. So, yeah, I agree with that. And then the Giants are now like 9.5-point underdogs. I don't know about betting on this game with DeVito.
I would. Danny DeVito can't do nothing. So, but then also it's like you can't really go against him because Commanders traded all their pass rushers. So he might actually do something today.
This is like a scary. If you're in an eliminator pool, taking the Commanders today, which I did, it's scary because it's like, oh, they're 9-point favorites, but at the same time, it's more a bet against the Giants than it is for the Commanders.
Well, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back because the only player that I'm confident in playing this game is Sam Howell, and I do believe that I stuck up for that idiot in the preseason.
You did.
I drafted him in best ball because of you.
Oh, I didn't.
And
do
he's
that.
been balling out. Man.
I was out on him, out on Ritter. So 1 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Should have gone with Fergalicious.
I drafted CJ Stroud in best ball.
That's a good
That
one.
was a good one. I doubled down though, James. I got Ferguson in both my leagues.
Hey, 2 good choices.
So far in Caleb's league, it worked out perfectly.
I'll
Yeah.
send you the initiation package.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
You don't put the tight end stuff in there though. I don't know.
Okay. Just follow the instructions, though. You have to be alone.
Go on a retreat. Yeah.
Ferguson retreat.
This game, oh gosh, 12 o'clock. The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins. In Miami, beautiful weather, 76. Notable injuries for Miami, of course. Achan's playing. Claypool's out for some reason. If you even had him on your team.
He got a splinter in his ass from sitting on the bench.
The Raiders.
On here.
Jimmy Garoppolo is active, but he's not playing. So yeah,
That's a good thing. Claypool. He's still listed
This is
as a
one of those
wide
games-
receiver.
They're gonna show all these old highlights from like the old Raiders Dolphins matchups because nothing's gonna be interesting in the game. But to Zach's
Pretty much.
point, I kind of like both Dolphins running backs. This feels like one of those games where the Dolphins pile it on, just running.
I just don't think it's going to be the Denver situation where they put up 70 points, but I do believe that it's possible for both of them to get 70 to 90 yards and a touchdown apiece.
And this
I'll
is a
take
game
it.
you want to protect Tua, especially against Max Crosby. So if you're up big, why are you going to put Tua in danger? Just run.
true. Receivers get their points early. Running backs just start piling it on them. The last thing you do want is Max Crosby to get to it at that.
If the Dolphins jump up too much, though, doesn't that decrease the value of Achane? Because he was like, I'm not going to play you so much if we're up. And almost to the same point with Mostert, though, because, like, you're hurt, too.
No, I was gonna say I think they play HM more than Mostert because Mostert is technically their number one, and they probably
Yeah, but you're not gonna bell cow a fucking running back that has a knee problem when you don't need the points at that.
No,
time.
I don't-
They'll just play Jeff Wilson.
yeah I don't think they bell cow him, but yeah I think they do end up probably playing him a little bit more.
I think he's on.
I could play all three of them.
I think he's gonna be on.
Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they go up by 2 touchdowns, you won't see Mostert or Achane anymore.
Maybe yeah,
I think he's gonna be on a snap count too.
maybe.
You just got to hope Tyreek gets his early.
I hope so. I do hope so. 'Cause
Oh, you're gonna love having Tyreek on your team. It's
with
crazy.
my luck, he's gonna suck this week.
More so, let's just hope that the Raiders can score some points, so it's not that big of a blowout.
All right,
Shit.
we'll go into that. Devontae Adams, are you playing him?
No, I traded him.
I traded him off.
I kind of would play him.
As much as I hate to say it, I'd rather play Jacoby Myers.
There's nobody on this team. Like,
Well, to me, it doesn't matter. It's the quarterback play on that team. But I'll say this: I like Aiden O'Connell more than I like Jimmy G.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so like Devontae, I mean, of course, the news is coming out that the Jets are going to try to trade for him next year to pair him with Rodgers. But as of now, you're in purgatory in Vegas, so it's like, if he's your wide receiver one, of course, because you could draft him to be receiver one, but if he's your third best receiver, are you trying to find somebody else to play in front of him, or are you just gonna trust that you have to put Devontae in?
Nah, I'm trying to use him to either upgrade another position or get another, like, 2 other receivers you might could flex.
Because I feel his name value alone, you could have, one, either got something that you needed for the playoffs, or 2, you could have got you 2 better sleepers, or 2 better keepers. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because I traded him to NKO's league, and that guy was like, "Thank you for Devontae. I'm keeping him as a keeper." And I was like, "That's fine, because I don't want him as a keeper."
Yeah, he's gonna keep him and Josh Jacobs.
Yes, idiot. Before we go on to Josh Jacob, Autumn or was it Parham?
Parham.
Otten or Parham from San Diego.
Yeah.
I like Cade Otten. He's been playing better ever since he had that monster game against Houston. He's been doing a lot better. I think I'd play Cade Otten today.
Yep.
He's going against the 49ers.
But the Chargers are going against the damn Packers. So
True.
that because of that make me want to go Parham.
Mm.
And the Chargers have some other injuries, so Barnum may get more chances. We just talked ourselves out of this, though.
Yeah. I just think that the Niners are about to go on a run. Like they might go grab the NFC right now and not give it back.
Eagle fans do not want to hear this. Man.
I get that, but what have the Eagles done to fix their problems? You know what I mean? Like your linebacker play is not that great. Nobody ever knows what the hell y'all doing at running back. Goddard's hurt.
They went on bye, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is. What about? Yeah, no, I'm going with Corum.
But back to the Raiders, lots of big lines today. Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites.
That's crazy.
I'd almost take it too if I had to take one of those. I'd feel better about that than the Raiders covering. The Dolphins are great at beating up. They're like the Cowboys of the AFC. They could beat the shit out of these bad teams, but put them in an elite matchup and they're not winning. This is a game when they flex their muscles and they want to prove that they're for real. That's not how you prove you're for real. You got to beat some of the big dogs. But I think they do it again where they just like 38-14 them.
Ooh, my only like reservation about that is I felt like it was gonna be something like 30-10, right? And then the Raiders will accidentally get like a touchdown in garbage time, and then you don't cover. Because, like you just said, it's like they flex their muscles. They know how to beat up on these guys, but they're really quick to take their foot off the gas also.
But do you trust the Raiders to get garbage time touchdowns?
I do. Like, I'm not going to disrespect the fact that you have Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Jacoby. Like, those guys are still really good players. You know what I mean? So if you slack up for a second, they'll punch your ass back in the mouth. So, like, I'll never disrespect the competition.
Yeah. Oh man, fantasy football is stressful.
It is.
Not at all.
This is fun. Another banger of a game: Steelers versus Browns.
Don't play Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he's out for the season. Not many notable injuries for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett's good.
Fairmouth is back.
Yep.
Freiermuth comes back today.
That's
It
30
almost because I like the Cleveland running backs today. I really do.
I like Hunt.
I just don't like how Pittsburgh stops the run. I'm in on Cleveland running backs today.
Yeah, the over-under is 33, so there might not be a lot of touchdowns, but if there are going to be touchdowns, then yeah, I agree. I don't know. I like what Kareem Hunt. He's been pretty consistent. He hasn't gone off yet fantasy-wise, but he's getting a touchdown a game, and he's a red zone guy. So I like that in this matchup too, in a low-scoring game.
That fool fights
Too
for
close.
first downs like crazy.
Yeah,
And Jerome Ford has the ability to just get carry after carry and take the thump. So, like, that's why I like them. Pittsburgh can't stop the run. Cleveland's playing man coverage. So I don't really like Pittsburgh receivers. I was kind of trying to be a fan of Kenny Pickett, but I'm out. I'm done.
I'm done.
They need a quarterback.
You love Pickett.
They got Mitch
I'm
Trubisky
done.
still.
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan of his either. I'm just done on that situation.
I want Pickett in their draft though. 'Cause he had
I remember.
in his hands. I was like, they're gonna draft him because the Steelers always draft the hometown guy or the Penn State guy or the local guy or the son of a former player guy, and they did. They always do. I haven't seen anything from Pickett. Why do you wear a glove on your throwing hand? Because they're too small.
So if they don't want to put the blame on Kenny Pickett, then they need to put the blame on the offensive coordinator because there's entirely too much talent on that team for you not to be, really competitive in that division.
No, that's the thing. Everyone blames Matt Canada, and that he does deserve some blame. But I think a lot of it's on Pickett, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that their hometown kid just isn't good at quarterback. He's not. I'm out on Pickett. That being said, I like the Steelers +2 in the win this game because the Steelers find dumb shit ways to win every game this year. They have 6
This is
wins.
true.
They haven't looked good in any game. It doesn't make any sense.
That and Amari Cooper is next to useless. It seems like if Deshaun's not on the field, I took Amari out of my flex today and put Ache in there because he literally does nothing when Deshaun Watson's not throwing him the ball. So I don't know where Cleveland's going to get passing yards from. Njoku?
Ooh.
I like the under. I know it's 33, but I don't see how this. I don't see how this isn't like a 17-10 game.
I'm with you. Unless like George Pickens goes off, which he might every once in a while. He just does that.
It's funny because Deontay Johnson had a game and then put up a fat goose egg the next week. And so now I don't even know what the hell to think of that.
That's why I'm out on Kenny Pickett, because Deontay Johnson is a legit receiver. Deontay Johnson is good enough to be a number one receiver on a winning team. Like if the system, like if he had the right system and a quarterback who knew what the hell they were doing, he's that good.
Like you put him on like
And it's just too inconsistent.
Vegas with Garoppolo.
No, I said a good system and a good quarterback.
Oh yeah, and to answer your question about the glove, I saw that he said he wears gloves because Jim McMahon did it.
That's PR there. He doesn't want to reveal the real reason.
And Jim
Yeah.
McMahon praised him for it and said more quarterbacks should do it.
I mean, Ben did it sometimes too.
Aussie.
Nate's here.
Nate.
Boy.
Jordan goes half PPR. I need 3. DJ Moore, Rice, Warren, Lockett, Ridley, Hunt, Kincaid.
Jesus.
I'm going DJ Moore.
I'm in on DJ Moore today. For some reason, I just feel it.
Are you in on Tyler Lockett?
I kind of want to be, but I don't ever am.
That's what I was gonna
I just
say.
don't trust.
I
that
want to
team,
be.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
want to be all in on Tyler Lockett, but I can't be.
I'm okay. Let's go. Who I'm completely out on. I'm out on Ridley completely
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah.
Let's take Lockett out of that, right?
Yep. Kincaid, I think.
Kincaid.
Well, hold on, because like I feel like I don't. Rasheed Rice against Philly.
I think the
You know what I'm
focus
saying?
is on Kelsey enough where Rasheed Rice could have a big game.
Somebody's gonna have to catch the ball at receiver.
I like more Rice and Hunt.
You like more Rice?
I like more Hunt and
Yeah,
Kincaid.
always more Rice. Brown Rice.
I'm in on Kincaid too.
If they were playing anybody else aside from Cleveland, I would go Jalen Warren. I still might say Jalen Warren over Hunt.
I think Jalen Warren gets rocked today. I don't know why. I just feel like none of those running backs are going to do good for Pittsburgh today.
I'll say this: that little dude's got some balls on him. Like he don't care. He's just gonna keep going
does.
and going and going.
But
Because he was an undrafted free agent like Austin Eckler. He's like, I got to prove myself no matter what.
I get it. But that I gotta give that defense in Cleveland some. Myles Garrett has them boys looking like they taking people's heads off.
That's a top 5 defense.
Yeah. I don't see them getting. I'm not saying he's gonna have a goose egg of like 0, but I think he only gets you like 5, 6, 7 points maybe.
So does Rasheed Rice have more value to you than Hunt if they're basically both touchdown dependent?
I think so. I'm gonna go with more Rice and Hunt. You're taking a big risk on 2 touchdown dependent players, but I don't like.
I'm gonna go Rice only because of my belief in. I changed my mind. I'll go Rice only because of Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
I fucks with Pat Mahomes.
I don't like Kincaid against San Fran only because of Josh Allen. I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
The Jets.
Oh yeah,
The
the
Jets.
Jets. Yeah, against the Jets. Even a worse fucking defense. Yeah.
So okay, good point. So more Rice and Hunt. All right, I'm with you, Nick.
We all
I
want
got
more Rice.
Yeah,
I was looking at the books this one.
I'm down. More Rice and Hunt.
You know what? I'm gonna switch it. Warren, Lockett. No, I was kidding.
Are you guys gonna do brown rice or white rice when you go to Chipotle?
White rice.
White rice. I have energy.
My grandmother was Asian, bro, and she always used to say only lazy people eat brown rice.
I guess I'm lazy.
I've heard people be like, brown rice digests slower, and I'd be like, who the fuck cares? Just eat more white rice. Cricket World Cup final is on right now. We are taking down India in India. Wonder if that goes. Yeah, wonder if that goose who benched Hawkinson last week will be back. He might.
True. That's damn true. Our coworker would be very happy. He has
Yeah.
a very fond hatred for India and
Yep.
cricket. I've never watched cricket, but from what he tells me, it's like baseball. So
That's what I thought. I was like, this is a boring version of baseball.
with the
He said it's
style-
harder than baseball.
He
Bullshit.
said it's the hardest sport in the world. Like,
Everybody who's partial to a sport thinks their sport's the best.
Eric thinks it's the hardest. Yeah, like hockey, people will tell you hockey is.
hockey's the most dangerous sport there is. It's like, all right, bro, get up.
Basketball guys. You don't realize how much you have to.
They might be the toughest, though. In all honesty, they might be the toughest ones, the hockey players.
I
Yeah.
mean, that guy got fucking chopped in the throat that time and got it stitched up and played 10 days later.
Yeah, hockey's probably the most physical.
That other guy got chopped in the throat the other day, but he's not playing no more.
Yeah. Then he goes, it's like baseball, but actually exciting. I don't know. I'm an Astros fan, so baseball's always exciting.
Yeah.
Like if you were like
I guess people who don't like baseball when they're from towns who have sorry ass teams.
who's it?
Yeah.
Like Oakland, like they're losing their team. Like maybe they'll like cricket at some point. I mean,
The West Coast, closer to Australia.
yeah. Because I mean, like in Houston, we have like a lacrosse team. I mean, we have rugby now.
Mhm.
We have a lacrosse team.
That's
Or
pretty
in college, they're
Oh.
blowing- the lacrosse league, the hockey leagues are blowing up in Houston.
It is interesting how cricket's so international and how much everyone else knows about it versus how much Americans know about it. Because, yeah, I had a friend from Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka has a really good team, and then England is they all want to beat England for historical reasons, and same for Australia. So that's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know if it'll catch on in America just because of the similarities to baseball and the history.
It will never pick up in them, dude. From where we're from, the Gulf Coast, bass fishing is more popular than cricket ever will be.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
Right, and I think soccer is going to be, if any sport's going to become somewhat bigger in the next 10 years, it'll probably be soccer because they keep
More-
talking about it.
Yeah, more people. I think soccer is the easiest sport for people to get on because
It's already the number one sport in the world. It's just
Right.
not here. Don't underestimate how
Don't
tough
underestimate how
curling is.
tough curling.
That guy's Canadian.
Australia is the measuring stick.
look, I just want to say, Nate, you want to watch a fun sport, cornhole, all right?
Oh,
No, this-
in the West.
during COVID, I watched so many sports. I was like, the National
I can't remember the name of it,
Cornhole Association.
but I seen a sport the other day where dudes ride on horseback and have to pick up a dead goat carcass and try and shoot it into a big basket to score.
That was pretty cool. Actually.
what country was that? That might not have been a sport. They were fucking foraging for dinner.
No, that was a sport. It's in somewhere. I forgot what it's called, but that was legit a sport.
In another country, yeah. About to prove it. Australia going to be 10.
Like if they like, you remember like back in the day when they used to do like the jousting on the horse.
Mhm.
Do that sport again, shit. That'll be dope. Yeah, but we'll do it on like dirt bikes.
Jesus Christ. What's the next game, Nick?
We got NASCAR. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Let's see. We got an AFC South rivalry. We got a lot of rivalries this week in divisions. Titans versus Jaguars in Jacksonville, 70 degrees. Of course, Tennessee, Trey Burks is still out. Jacksonville, the only questionable is Zay Jones for battery reasons. You know.
Yeah.
Is it too soon to call Traylon Burks a bust?
No.
No, he's a bust.
Uh,
Because they traded A.J. Brown to get that pick, and that makes it look even worse.
but then also like if I was a Titans fan, my argument would always be is like the dude don't have a quarterback. Like, he's always got a different quarterback. You know what I mean? I think that he's a bust on that team. I don't see it.
Somebody tried to trade him to me for JSN last night.
What the fuck? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry could have a decent game today.
Do you think Tajay Spears could?
Like it,
I like Tajay Spears. I keep wanting to play him, but I just don't have the balls to.
He get
I think Tajay could.
solid.
God, Titans.
But I just remember like when we played Jacksonville and like other teams who have like power backs. If you're willing to run the ball at Jacksonville like over and over for like a quarter or two, you're going to get those 17, 22-yard runs. You know what I mean?
They're gonna win.
And if you can ring up 60, 70 yards, that's not a bad game.
Spears is a good receiving back. God, the Titans are so deep at skill positions, man.
Are they though? Are
And
they
they
though?
get blown out today.
He's got to say it, man. He bought in on it. He's got to say it at least
I
once.
got it. Yep, there it is. I said it. Otherwise, Christian Kirk's a good play. We all like Ingram.
I think it'd go a long way for Will Levis though to have a good game against Jacksonville, the division leader.
Yeah.
Like they don't necessarily have to win, but it would go a long way for him if he just has a good outing. Like he looks good today.
Yeah.
You saw his first game. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, he's the greatest quarterback in this class right now." And then he hit earth very fast. And yeah, now it's like we suck again. Because if he has a bad
We had
game,
the-
Tannehill's back. So you know, Titans fans are kind of not the most smartest. I don't want to use the word. The hard, I don't want to use the R word that Zach be using, but yeah, they're not the smartest, James. and-
Rochambeau.
Yeah, and so they might start.
Well, the thing about it is like they're gonna make an excuse for Levis no matter what.
True.
Like for example, he had a monster game that first outing, 4 touchdowns. He comes back on the Thursday night, and then he kind of went. It was a close game against Pittsburgh, but he didn't know what to do when Hightower and Watt were on his ass, and they were like, "Well, I mean, it's Hightower or Watt," and it's like, "Yeah, but like C.J. Stroud had that same problem and he beat him." You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to quarterback play, but I do feel like Levis finishes the season out.
Levis is almost too confident and ballsy in the pocket because, yeah, in that Steeler game, he didn't move forward in the pocket or out of the pocket. He stood just looking at his reads until he got sacked. Like, he had no fear of getting hit, which is cool, but at the same time, like, you have to have a sense of one of the best pass rushing teams coming at you, which is why I think Josh Allen might feast today on him because he has no idea when he's under pressure. And Titan fans might like him because of his tools, and he's got guns. He's pretty jacked as a quarterback. He uses mayonnaise and coffee. All that's cool, but we got to see it week to week, and haven't seen that yet.
I'm with you. That's why it's important for Tennessee to use Tajay. Like, hey, if I can't keep Josh Allen off the quarterback's ass, then I need you to get him out there in the flat. Like, get him away from the line of scrimmage. So there's a path for them still doing well, but I think Jacksonville wins the game.
I hope
It's
Tennessee
exciting.
wins because it helps the Texans out, but I don't see it happening at all. Nate goes, I can't watch the Bills the rest of the season. They are a health hazard. Facts.
Jesus.
It's just disappointing.
After the game, any Hopkins owner who didn't cash out is rethinking their choices in life. I sadly
True.
tried to trade for DeAndre because I knew he would have name value. And the guy told me that he's going to have a bounce back game. I don't know what the freak that means, but that's fine. I love in fantasy when people buy in on terrible players. So it is what it is. Are you starting Will Levis though today? If you have to.
This is my
For
question.
sure.
With Burrow and Watson both out, there's a lot of fantasy owners who may have to do these decisions of like Will Levis, Justin Fields, some guys, Sam Howell. I mean, Sam Howell's actually becoming a pretty
Like
safe
Jordan
pick, but,
Love.
right?
I
like,
take Levis.
Jordan Love. Should I? Yeah, Love and Levis is actually a pretty good comparison. Against the Chargers, I might take Love, but I would feel terrible about it.
I mean, Levis just has value because, like, think of Aiden O'Connell, no. Danny DeVito, no. Tyler Heineke, no. Like, there's just so many bad quarterbacks playing that Will Levis is like, I'm going to swing for the fences with this dude because I've seen a 4-touchdown game out of him.
Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield.
and he's proven it. Where Love
What'd you
has
say?
What are you saying,
He
James?
said,
I was saying Baker Mayfield. Would y'all play him over Levis?
I'd play Baker over Levis. Well, not against the Niners though.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
He said Baker Mayfield. I said, ugh.
He's been a solid 20 points a game though. He had 22 against Atlanta, 20 against Buffalo, 23 against Houston, 25 against Tennessee.
The Niners are gonna kill him.
I know. Stroud and Dobbs are now must starts in 12-team leagues. Crazy times.
Word.
If you
I
guys,
hate to say this. No, never mind. I'll say this.
what?
I'm a Vikings
What?
fan when we get to that game.
Oh, okay.
I already know what you're gonna say because I've been thinking it for a week.
All right. Well, we got next the 3 o'clock games, which look terrible. I'm gonna go probably do some stuff. Buccaneers and 49ers in Santa
Ugh.
Clara, 57 degrees. Um, not too many injuries for fantasy purposes. Are y'all playing? We'll start off with Tampa. Are y'all playing Baker confidently today?
Mm-mm.
Not confidently, but I'm play. If I had to,
Mike Evans,
for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin,
Oh.
Nah,
No.
he ain't done shit all year.
Rashad White.
Yeah.
Yeah, he earned the play. He's earned the play. I mean, it's not a good matchup for him, but he's earned it.
Kate Otten.
Ooh, I don't like that either. Not against the Niners.
It goes Rashad White coming back down to earth big time.
Yeah, the only buck I'd play is Mike Evans.
And that one's still stressful, it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, Rashad White, I'd still play it. I mean, he earned it. Kate Otten, there's just so many tight ends, like you said earlier, that are playing bad that I think he's also earned a spot if you depending on what you have.
Then we move on to San Francisco. I mean, Nathan goes, hi, Murray or Herbert?
Probably Kyler.
I picked up Latavius Murray.
I think he means Kyler Murray.
I swear by.
Wait.
Oh, my bad.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh.
Wait. Is it Latavius Murray and Khalil Herbert or Kyler Murray and Justin Herbert?
That's what I'm thinking. Like
That's how I read that.
yeah, I was like, hold on, I may be reading this wrong. Latavius Murray
read
or Khalil Herbert.
Answer that. Answer that one for us. We'll answer the second one. Pick two: Waddle, Dell, and Rice.
Standard.
Waddle and Dale.
Yeah, I'm down. Waddle and Dell. Okay, he meant Kyler and Justin Herbert.
I'm gonna take Justin Herbert. Like I said earlier, he threw balls last week that only the elite can get off,
Yeah.
and hopefully he can ride that lightning bolt for a little bit.
Well, I agree with that, and I don't think the Packers' defense is that formidable. I like Kyler in a shootout against Houston. I think there's going to be a lot of points in that game. Kyler's going to run a little bit. I'll take Kyler.
Did you buy in on the new Call of Duty for this fool or what?
I went in on it, yeah. He crowdfunded it.
Ugh.
I'm gonna go with Herbert because he's my quarterback, so I'm not gonna go against him.
I just feel like Herbert has more upside.
It's against Green Bay, so I'm gonna hype my boy up. It's against the freaking Packers, all right?
Yeah.
They can't guard a paper bag flying in the wind, so
You do paper, not plastic.
that team sucks. They're gonna probably get more chances too because Jordan Love will probably throw a pick. Somebody will probably fumble the ball.
Jeez. I love him.
Who do we pick up?
Hey, he didn't call the Titans fans retarded. You can't have it all.
I stayed very nice.
And he's joined the Ferguson fan club with you.
That's true. He did
I
do
did.
it. He did
I
take
doubled down on him. I traded Mark Andrews for him, and I traded. Okay, the other one doesn't count because I traded like Jacoby Myers for him. So that was fun.
Sure.
San Francisco though, are y'all playing everybody that you can on this offense?
Pretty much.
Ayuk, Kittle, yeah.
Debo.
Juwan Jennings, shit, if you had him. I just don't think that secondary for Tampa is good at all.
The Texans torched them for 5 touchdowns. So
Yeah, that was crazy.
That and Schultz had that good game, which means Kittle can go off today also.
Brock's always been a pretty high floor quarterback this year, so especially with all the injuries, you could do a lot worse than Brock.
and he has a good schedule. I mean, for fantasy
Yeah.
purposes, if he's available, I'd pick him up as a.
You're not going to have like a 4-touchdown, 300-yard game by any means, but you're going to get consistent play.
Yeah. Going into the next game, Jets versus Bills. It's 41 degrees, cold game. Garrett Wilson questionable with his elbow injury. So that's something to watch, and that's about it on this.
Smells like a big day for Brees Hall to me.
I was gonna say, do y'all play Brees Hall today?
I play any running back against Buffalo.
I'll take the
Any
Jets.
running back.
I like the Jets +7. I don't know why the Bills are still being treated like fucking Super Bowl contenders.
They make
You just
I have
so
no
many
clue.
excuses for Josh
Coordinator.
Allen.
I don't get it. Like, I think the McDermott era is hitting this big bump in the road, and everyone's still like, "Well, they're the Bills; they'll figure it out." And I'm not even saying this because the Jets won Week 1 in that weird ass game. I like the Jets to cover this game, and they don't have enough. I hate Zach Wilson, so I wouldn't pick the Jets to win, but I'm not. Who are the Bills going to blow out? The Jets defense is too good.
God damn it, Nate.
Spoiler: Bills find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. The Bills just know how to lose.
They do.
They find ways to lose. Like outside of fantasy, Josh Allen is one of the weirdest quarterbacks like I've seen so far this season. Like it's like crucial moment. Let me throw a pick here. Boom, let's do it.
Yep.
James Cook.
He gets his
I mean,
OC fired.
yeah. Let me fumble the ball, and then Latavius Murray's like, all right, I'm gonna show up, and then just doesn't do shit afterwards. Stephon Diggs is arguing on Twitter with his team during the game. His brother is pulling a Patrick Mahomes' brother and arguing with his team on the game. It's like, bro, like this whole team's just a mess right now. The defense sucks.
Yeah, big Brees Hall.
They turned losing into a freaking art form. Choose
Yeah,
two: B-Rob, Madison, or J. Will Standard.
I gotta go
B-Rob.
B-Rob and J Will, I think.
Well, especially consider everybody's like thinks Chandler's gonna do something today. So like,
Yeah, Madison's coming off a concussion, so everybody's like super hyped on Chandler. I don't know.
I'm high on Javante. So.
Yeah, like you get
30 touches, bro. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I don't know what he's
back
gonna
on
give
that,
you,
huh?
but 30 touches is what they're giving this fool. Alexander might get 10. I'll take the extra. And then B-Rob with Antonio Gibson out, it's kind of like, all right, bro. It's like, I'm going Javante the whole way, though. But that's because I bought into him like Ferguson. All right, so Buffalo. I mean, well, we'll go back to it. On the Jets, are y'all playing Garrett Wilson?
Yes,
Yeah,
against
Their
Buffalo
secondary's-
for sure.
well, that's Tre'Davious when he got hurt, and then that's
Poyer's old. Tre'Davious hurt. Mulatto's hurt. That team is so like top heavy on defense and name value and they're all hurt. Like they just don't have replacement. It's bad that the next best player that people know is DeMar Hamlin. He don't even play.
When they lost Tremaine Edmonds, I think that was an overlooked move of the offseason. He did a lot for that defense.
I agree and disagree. Like I could replace you with better, but you gave the money to Ed Oliver, so now you can't get better. So you went from sucking to sucking a little less to now you suck forever, or at least until this contract's over. It's ridiculous.
Bro, I don't know. Ed Oliver was solid in U of A's, bro. Now,
He was. No, he's a good pro. You're a good pro. You
No, I
don't
know.
warrant top 5 defensive tackle money though.
No, just kidding. They're like nobody else is gonna want to come here, so let's pay this dude. Um, I get for the Jets though. I mean, Brees Hall is of course a must with his schedule coming forward and playoff schedule is disgusting. Um, are y'all
I would
Zach,
confidently play anybody against Buffalo's defense. If
are
they
you
get
playing Zach Wilson?
No.
no, I said
You
almost
said
anybody.
yeah.
In the sense of skill position players, if you get a certain amount of snaps, then I think that there's a way that you could do well against Buffalo.
I'd
Like,
almost play no quarterback than Zach Wilson. That's how much I dislike Zach Wilson. And
He
think
did
he's
decent for me the year. The week I played him, he did.
No, he didn't.
The
He
week
did.
I played him, that fool put up 2 points.
He got me a solid 10. I mean, I
Trevor
still
Lawrence
lost.
gave me -7 last week, so it don't get worse, bro.
See, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not gonna play him. I don't have to worry about it. I'll go pick up freaking Kenny Pickett or somebody before I put Zach Wilson again.
I'd almost put DeVito over him. No, that's mean.
I was about to say that
Randall
again.
Cobb.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Force yourself to say that again.
I can't.
Name a Jets receiver not named Wilson. That's a good one. I got to think. Yeah.
Randall Cobb.
Lazard.
Randall Cobb,
Yeah,
Alan Lazard.
They all suck. So
Who else did Rogers bring over?
yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot they brought over. Cochran.
Jordy
Cochran is
Nelson's on the
desperate to play.
Everybody's saying Cochran's a sleeper tight end. I don't know why the hell I don't want to. I liked him last year. I liked him when Aaron Rodgers was going to be there, but yeah, he's not. So I don't want to take that chance.
But eventually, he just might be.
True, but I have Ferguson, so all those guys belong on Milk Carton. Going to
You're not
Buffalo.
wrong.
Josh Allen, solid top 5 QB in fantasy. Even with his weird interceptions, he somehow puts up a 20-piece every time.
Is Zay Jones playing?
He is a game time decision from what they've said. We haven't heard anything left on him. You'll
Yeah.
probably know more about like an hour before the game. Legal purposes, he's still allowed to play. Outside of that, are you playing James Cook or Latavius Murray?
I'm not.
Not
Bad
against the
matchup.
Jets. Yeah.
If I had to play one of them, I'd go Cook, but no.
If James Cook, I told Nick this 20 times this week, if this fucker fumbles the ball one more time, you won't see him the rest of the year.
The stupidest thing though, Zach, I looked back. Sadly, as a James Cook owner, all right, I looked back. This was his only game he fumbled the ball, really. All year. So the first fumble, you fumbled the ball, and then they're like, bitch. And so I kind of feel like, all right, offensive coordinator, you deserve to be fired a bit. Like, I'm not saying that Latavius Murray wasn't running well, because he really was. The old dude had some legs still. But you're going to bench your whole other running back when you could literally have just used 2 running backs on these dudes. Like, no break.
But you fumbled the ball like on the first play of the game.
Yeah,
And at the end of the game, you fumbled the ball and basketball dribbled it and it got back to you. Like that shit only happens to like retards. You know what I mean? Like
He had a Jordan
you
Poole
couldn't
moment.
pay the dude to do that again.
He had a Jordan Poole moment. He had a little honey in the front row he was looking at. He had his worst game of the year, you know.
He looked like he was doing old Rafer Alston moves. He threw the ball out in front of him and it came back. It was retarded, man. He's just not a good player. He wasn't good at Georgia. He's not a good pro. I don't like him.
I didn't say he's good. I just like his touches that he gets.
All right, fair
All right.
enough.
Hot take question: If the Bills lose at home to the Jets, does McDermott get fired?
Not there. I don't think they would fire a second coach in the middle of the season, but he don't come back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
Ow.
stuck with him they already fired their offensive coordinator, so that's the scapegoat, I feel. I think he'll He's next on the seat though for sure.
I was all in when McDermott came there. He turned that program, that franchise around, but I think it's just gone stale.
The window for them to win was when Diggs came over. That was your window. The thing about it is like Josh Allen he's a ridiculously talented quarterback. Like he has all the skill, but he don't have it in between the ears. He's not very smart. You know what I mean? What pisses me off about Josh Allen is like it seems like the old Tom Brady, Peyton Manning argument in the sense like if you hated Brady, then you just kind of like Peyton because you wanted him to beat Brady. At the time, there was just too many people hating on Mahomes. It was like, well, who could take him down? Josh Allen. Well, he had a very short window to do that, and he couldn't get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Wyoming, Josh Allen comes out. Yep.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I think most of his hype was based on the fact that you might have been the antithesis to Mahomes, not that you're that good. Because I feel like Dorsey should not have been fired. Josh Allen threw them ugly ass picks in the second half of that game. It was no excuse for those picks, and he don't get any blame at all.
The fumble when he gave the ball to James Cook, he literally just here you go, bro. I don't want this shit, and it's like, and then they blamed my running back, of course, and then his interceptions. They were like, it's the offensive coordinator, bro. The coordinator did throw the damn balls, like. Stop listening to freaking whatever the hell you listen to. Change it up, bro. Go from freaking Frank Sinatra to like Lil Boosie or some shit, bro. You need to change the shit up. Like
Josh Allen he listened to Sinatra, didn't he?
Stephon Diggs ran like a 17, 20-yard deep out. And the safety sat down on that and looked at Josh Allen and said, bitch, I dare you. Throw it. I dare you. Before Josh Allen could throw the ball, he jumped the route and he still threw it. And I was like, if Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins did that, they'd be slaughtered the whole week. And nobody say nothing about Josh Allen.
No, they on ESPN and everything else, they literally made excuses. They were like, it's not his fault that this, and this. And even as much as it's going to sound disgusting to say, if Dak would, like you said, Dak Prescott would have had that type of game, he would have been all over everything. Like,
James Conner, Aaron Jones.
I feel like I want to go Aaron Jones.
I'm going James Conner against the Texans today because we're literally down to like our fifth string linebackers.
That's a good point. I go James Conner. He's going to get red zone work if they're in there.
Aaron Jones might be my favorite player on the Packers, but I'm not playing favorites here. I got James Conner. Yeah, there's going to be more points in that game. I just don't trust the Packers offense. I just don't.
I was about to say, is Aaron Jones still on the Packers? I'm going with James Conner.
What a dick.
I don't want nothing on the Packers. I've had to watch too many Packers games because my dad's a Packers fan, all right?
I'm a Packers fan. We know Packers fans. I've stuck up for the Packers, and I'm tired of it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. I traded everybody away. I didn't care. I literally would have told Caleb, like, dude, just buy me lunch and you can have Christian Watson. Like, at this point. Like, that's how bad I didn't want that food.
You're going to the drive-thru because I don't want Watson either.
Exactly.
You're getting Taco Bell because we're both getting diarrhea out of this transaction.
Elliot says, morning, Ford or Williams RB2s?
I'm high on Ford today. I think Ford's going to do well against Pittsburgh.
Gotta run the ball.
Yeah.
They're a running defense type of team right now. I mean, they kind of have been all season still.
Ooh, this is a tough one for Dame. Mahomes or Hurts?
It really just comes out of who you like winning that game almost.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
I like Hurts.
I like Hurts.
Yeah. I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles get revenge.
I would have traded Mahomes and kept Hurts the rest of the year. His schedule was nice. Mahomes' schedule's tough on the defenses he's playing. Statistically speaking. I mean, out of the statistics, you got to put the skill set of that player. But
I was going to say, like, if I have to watch either one of them, I'm watching Mahomes. I don't like watching Jalen Hurts games.
No, I don't like watching Jalen Hurts either. But if I'm not watching him, because I don't watch Lamar. Lamar is my quarterback in my league. I don't watch Lamar. I don't like watching him. Every time I see him on Red Zone, I change the channel because he's gonna do something.
To piss you off.
Yes, runs and then goes backwards and loses 5 yards and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I go.
Mahomes-
I go Hurts.
If you say the Chiefs' biggest threats in the AFC were the Bengals and Burrow, and then the Bills and Allen, who's stopping them in the AFC now?
It's a good question. I think Baltimore could. Like, Baltimore has a shot. The Chargers, maybe?
Ugh.
Yeah, but if that team gets hot, like, Herbert can throw it, man.
I honestly would say the Browns if Watson didn't go down because the Browns' defense is that good.
The Browns defense is that good. I'm hesitant to get behind Jacksonville. I really am.
I'm not gonna do that.
I almost want to go bet on the Chiefs AFC. Like, who the hell?
The only other team that I could think of would be the Dolphins.
Hmm. But yeah, against the big games they've played, they've gotten killed. But yeah, I think the Dolphins are probably number 2.
Meta says, at the end of the day, NFL football is just entertainment and not true competition. Does anyone really know how much gambling could sway the outcome of a game, player, or referee? Oh, I'm sure there's an influence there that we don't understand. But, like, I'm surprised there's not more backlash over the Joe Burrow shit. Like, if you knew he had a hurt hand or wrist going into that game, why was it not, like, a storyline?
Yep.
How many people lost money on that shit? I fucking traded Caleb for him the day before, and now I don't have a quarterback.
Yep.
Well, that's what they said. The NFL is probably going to end up punishing them for not saying anything.
Well, based on like last year, Tua got the concussion and they cleared him, and he came back out and got hurt even worse. But they
I
didn't say
just feel
shit
like
about
you
it.
owe
And
it
now-
to the public.
Yeah, and now this year they're doing the same kind of shit with Burrow. But when it comes to fucking with people's money, like you're saying, yeah, the public needs to know.
When you're in bed with gambling like that, with all these sports sites and all that other shit, and there's so much money involved for people, like I know people who gamble for a living. It's like you might have cost that motherfucker his rent this month. You know what I mean? Like you owe it to us to. They need to do it like the NBA does it, where there's literally an injury report the day of the game.
Yeah. And it's weird because like the NFL does it like on Sundays they somewhat do it, but any other game Thursdays, Monday night, Sunday night, it's for some reason it's like 2 minutes before the game, he's starting. We got an interview with him. It's like I don't give a shit about that, bro. Tell me what the hell happened in the locker room because I got $1,000 riding on this boy's hands. Like imagine
Yeah,
all those people in DraftKings and FanDuel that picked Joe Burrow in their captain modes. Like you would literally just right when that hand went down, you lost the whole thing. Like you're done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I never would have made that trade. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well,
Yeah.
that's a lie. I probably would have because we made the trade on Tuesday and we wouldn't have got an injury report until Wednesday. But still, like, that shit was probably, like, pre-existing. How do we not know about that before?
Because
Let's
he had
see,
a
let's
whole
see.
sling on it.
I know.
and most people bet on Wednesday and Thursday too, so they see if the guy practice. Oh, they practice. All right, I'll bet on him.
Who's that?
4 points per touchdown. Golf versus Bears or Dak versus Panthers. I'm all in on Dak versus the Panthers today.
Dak's gonna destroy that team.
Yep.
That's not to say Golf doesn't do very well. He's going to probably do pretty well against the Bears.
Yes.
But I trust Dak more.
Yes.
Sadly.
If he doesn't, then don't be mad at
Well,
us.
that offense is just kind of wide open. Like, there's no in between either. If when they get it going, they score. Would you start Chiefs versus Eagles or Commanders versus DeVito?
This
Are you saying Pat Mahomes versus the Eagles?
are you saying the defense? That's it.
Oh yeah, I believe that's what he's asking.
I mean, man, and they don't even have anyone on defense. But
I like the Chiefs' defense, but I don't believe them to be elite.
not against the Eagles. So
More
yeah,
than
I go
Smooth.
Commanders. DeVito.
What's so smooth?
What up, Smooth? Andrew goes, down bad in my 32-man league. Do I start Donovan Peoples-Jones or Mike Boone? And even Bates on the Commanders.
Well,
That's a goddamn.
you got DTR playing quarterback for Cleveland. No, he's not on that team no more. Where did he go? Where did Peoples Jones go?
Ooh,
He's got
on-
traded somewhere.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Don't play Mike Boone because if Singletary's getting you 3.5 to 4 yards per carry, he's just gonna get 30 snaps again. I think Boone might have got 2 or 3 snaps last week.
Donovan Peoples-Jones on Lions, yeah.
Yeah.
Touches.
Yeah, maybe.
He probably gets more
Against the
touches
Bears.
than Mike Boone and Bates.
Yeah,
Better quarterback. Like, I'm not saying that Boone's doesn't have a good quarterback, but there's way too many more.
I'm not gonna lie. Just damn, he's on the Lions. Go Boone, because at least last week Houston used Boone in passing situations.
Oh yeah, because Pierce is out, so he's the second running back behind Cemetery. Bears
But
better
y'all get
than-
y'all's quarterback today back, Andrew. Y'all get y'all's quarterback back.
And it sucks, but
What's gonna happen if Fields comes out there and can't perform as well as Badgett? You think they call for Badgett?
well, I would, because then you tank and then go get
Caleb
Caleb
Williams,
Williams, Powell, or
Drake May.
that's not this thing where the old Vikings GM Rick Spielman was saying that he would take Caleb Williams over. Like they were going through all the old drafts, like Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's the only one who wouldn't have taken Williams over. I'm like, Caleb Williams looks good, but I don't know if he's that good.
Yeah, I think he might have a little trouble, but he's got more of a skill set than like Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
I'd rather have Fields, yeah.
And then
But
plus you literally get to restart the rebuild, like because I feel like it was a rush rebuild.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, do a real one.
But you can't do a
What's
real
that?
one because they fucked up and spent a lot of money this offseason.
But that Panthers trade was a good trade. You got DJ Moore. You get
True.
their pick this week. This is going to be maybe the first pick.
I mean, if you get the first pick, you get whatever quarterback you get gets a receiver that can actually catch the ball at least.
If I was a Bears fan, I would want them to, if like say I wanted a quarterback, I could get Caleb, I get Caleb, but then I use as much draft capital as I can and try to build a defense, especially in that division.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're going to try to get Marvin Harrison Jr., but I don't know why the Panthers aren't getting more shit on for trading. That was a terrible trade. Everyone knew this next year's quarterback class was going to be better, yet they traded up their first pick, DJ Moore, all these assets to get Bryce Young, who's kind of who's a 50-50 with Stroud anyway at the time, and now it's not even close.
I don't hate it because like we were all in on Bryce also. Because we thought as Houston fans we were getting the first pick and we would have taken Bryce. So like I can't fault them for like reaching
Right.
for what you think is like a really good prospect. And also I said it 1,000 times. Frank Reich just fucking sucks. I don't like his system. I don't like any of that. He gets a lot of credit for what they did in Philly, but I was like, y'all won that on the back of a defense that was like one of the all-time best. You know what I mean? So I don't like Frank Reich.
Andrew goes, nah, fuck all that. I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. first overall. I'm staying with Fields.
Okay, well then you're gonna be fourth in the fucking NFC North for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Do it.
You'll take a first overall.
Smooth Blue
Yeah.
says that probably set Carolina 5 years back.
Maybe. Maybe.
And then give Bryce some time, though. He's just a rookie.
I agree with
He
that.
is. Maybe he'll hit a growth spurt.
What we got? What's the next game?
The next,
He'll trade his fight. Can he pick its hands?
dude, these 3 o'clock games. There's only 3 of them, and they're all terrible. So if you got stuff to do, do it during that time. Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams.
Stafford came back today, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but he has Carson Wentz behind him, bro. So
I like it though. I'm playing Puka and Cooper and those guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Puka and Cooper, Kenneth Walker,
Kenneth Walker,
Metcalf.
right? You might have just talked me into playing him again because I think I took him out of my lineup.
I took him out of 2 of my lineups, and I need to go put somebody in.
Nah, he's still in there. He's still in there.
And then Seahawks. Rams always play Seattle frisky though. Seahawks are 2-point favorites. Kind of like the Rams on this one. Stafford coming back. Beat a division rival.
Yeah. It could be one of those games where the Rams receivers have good numbers, but they get the shit beat out of them.
That too.
I believe that question is for James. You got any player props for today?
One that I just did personally was James Conner to score a touchdown plus 110. We talked about that being a shootout. We like James Conner in the red zone. I think plus money on that is pretty good. And then if you want to get frisky, it's like plus 750 for him to score 2 touchdowns. I want to go that far, but James Conner score a touchdown. And then parlay that with the Cards to cover. Although that line moved again, Zach. It's 5.5 now.
Really? So it came down
all over the place.
But
you could tease it up to 7, like Cardinals plus 7 with James Conner to score a touchdown. That'd be a good one.
I would feel good about Breece Hall today on a touchdown.
If you want to get ballsy,
I would.
one in the Steelers Browns game is plus 200 or more because of the over under. So I like a Kareem Hunt one. He's like plus 230 to score a touchdown. He's been consistent with that. And then anyone on the Steelers is 200 and above if you want to do Najee or whoever else.
Ew.
I made a showdown captain mode for the Texans game today, and I put in CJ Stroud as my team captain. I got Collins, Tank Dell, the kicker from Arizona, and Robert Woods, and I'm trying to figure out who to put in as my last flex. And I think Mechie's probably the best one out of everybody left.
Nah.
I know he might only get 2 points, but
I mean, I don't know, like Trey McBride, Michael
I
Wilson.
don't have enough money for any of it.
that's
That's
too
why.
expensive at that point.
Yeah, but Wilson shouldn't be that expensive.
Wilson is. What the fuck is that for?
They'd be like free. No, I'm just kidding.
He might be like $100.
I mean, right now you should just take a quarter and flip it, Mechie or Rondell Moore, and hope it lands on Rondell Moore.
Oh yeah,
I know Moore's too expensive.
Yeah, he's been getting touches this one. Andrew says, not to mention, I also have Cedric Tillman, but should I still start booing over all these guys I named?
I like Cedric Tillman. I talked him up last week, but I just have an issue with anybody on Cleveland because you don't know what DTR is going to do. He looked like dog shit last time he played. You know what I mean?
True.
So, like, you can do it, but you can't be mad at us or yourself for doing it because it's like that offense didn't look particularly great with Deshaun Watson, much less a rookie.
He says, Wilson is expected not to play today.
Michael Wilson? Oh, somebody on TV was cooking steak and eggs, and it looks delicious.
These games suck. Anybody else out of this Rams Seattle game that I want to?
Take the Rams plus 2.
Yeah. I got you, Andrew. That's good to know. It makes me feel better about
Oh yeah,
Houston.
he was out.
It may not be as much of a shootout as we
Yeah, I
thought.
forgot. I saw that late last night. Michael Wilson's out. Injury. He had a setback in his injury.
Jesus Christ, Nate.
So
120,000 people home from the stadium unhappy. Woohoo.
I'm gonna text my coworker and be like, India long. Like, how do you know that? Are y'all playing Tyler Lockett even though he's dealing with a hamstring injury?
No.
No.
But it's Tyler Lockett, bro.
Washed.
No.
All right. Moving on to the amazing games that we have.
Hang on, we got a
Thank
question.
you.
Singletary, Thielen, or Swift, PPR. On today,
Singletary.
probably going Singletary.
Going
Yeah.
forward, Swift. I don't like Adam Thielen. He's been.
I don't hate Swift against KC though.
I don't either. I just feel like Singletary. They're gonna have to run the ball. So.
Yeah.
Jordan,
Half PPR. Do I bench Dale, Ayuk, Aaron Jones, or Javante, Lean Jones, or Ayuk? I believe, not to speak for everybody, but we would all at the same time say Aaron Jones.
Tank Dell, nice. Brandon Ayuk, nice. Javante, 30 touches, man. I'm telling you.
I'm sad about Endo Jones. Yeah. You too.
I'm going Singletary. Bum for Rondell Moore since Wilson is out. I mean, he might.
I believe so. I think he's already like pretty crucial to that offense, but no Michael Wilson. Houston's linebackers are fucked up. I agree with that.
Later, Nate.
Later, Nate. Out. Congrats on the win.
I would say games
Later, broski.
in that part of the world. If that's
What'd you say, James?
why was that cricket game that late if the people who cared about it the most was 2 a.m? That doesn't make sense. Because India and Australia's time zones aren't that far off. Yeah,
I
whatever.
wonder they're playing somewhere. Oh, no, they're playing in India. That's weird. Maybe it was
Golf.
I wonder if it's for the Brits.
Golfer Fields at QB1 and Dell or Ken Walker in the flex.
Golf and Dale.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Pick
playing
3
golf.
full PPR.
But Rice, Scary Terry, Kincaid, Laporta, McBride. I'm going Rice and McBride just by looking at the list.
Yeah, Rice McBride.
Kincaid's out of there because they play the Jets. Laporta, they have the Bears today, but they ain't really done shit. And I know I've been slandering Scary Terry, but since they got the Giants, I'm going Scary Terry.
I'm playing the guy that has
Yeah.
Purdy, so thought it might be better to bench Ayuk so the points don't offset.
I mean, I'm playing the talent I got on my team.
Yeah. I got
Should I drop Roshan Johnson for Rondell Moore PPR?
Ooh, I wouldn't drop Roshan. Just
Yeah, not for a one-time use of Rondell Moore, unless you're down bad on like receivers.
Morning, one flex PPR league. My RBs are Saquon and Brees. Wide receivers are Waddle and Puka. Flex is Mostert on my bench. I have Ayuk, Singletary, Dell. Should I swap any out into my lineup?
A loaded team.
That is a loaded. For today, I would take Saquon out of my lineup, and I would put Mostert in there, and then I would decide if I want Ayuk, Singletary, and Dell at flex. Probably take
Ayuk. Yeah, I'd flex Ayuk and
yeah. So I've got Brees and Mostert at RBs. I got Waddle, Puka at running at receiver, and Ayuk at flex. I'll go with that.
Yep.
I like that.
So
that's a solid one. I don't
Yep.
like Barkley because all you gotta do is just stop the run and
appreciate you, man.
appreciate meta. He says 9:25 p.m. local time in India, so prime time over.
Ayuk over
Mm.
Puka.
Stafford's back.
I didn't realize there's such a difference between India and Australia.
For sure today, Ayuk over Puka.
Go Tech.
Go Texans.
Ooh, Daniel says, y'all think Rashad or Devontae Smith? I like Devontae.
Yeah, I think Devontae Smith.
Yeah, because Rashad got San Fran. Yeah, go Devontae.
I like Devontae. I tried to trade for him even though I have AJ Brown, but they said no. Because then I was gonna try to trade Devontae after that. Damn it, man. Got the last games of tonight. I'm probably just not gonna watch football until 7, even though I'm not gonna really watch this game. But Vikings versus Broncos prime time. Oh, hold on. Daniel goes. Also got offered Saquon for Achan. Probably should take, but on the fence. What y'all think?
No, keep A10.
Yeah, keep Achan, bro. Especially in a keeper league. Fuck Saquon.
Barkley sucks, bro.
I'm trying to screw you on the name.
All you're getting is a name off that fool who doesn't do shit. Keep A10.
I tried to trade for Achan in all my leagues except for the one with Zach because I know he's not going to trade him. So
Y'all had him, bro. Before I took that team over, he was sitting there.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
appreciate it, Terrell.
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah. No problem, Daniel.
No problem, Daniel. All right, let's talk about this terrible Vikings versus Broncos game. Notable Alexander Madison, questionable with concussion. It sounds like he's going to play. Justin Jefferson, hamstring. Sounds like they're going to hold him off.
They said he's not being activated.
I'm a little bit on the opposite side of the fence of you for this, Nick, because I feel like the Vikings are kind of fun to watch with Dobbs for some
No, I
reason.
wasn't. I'm not saying that. What I was saying is I got to watch a ton of good football, and then I don't get to watch good football because there's 3 games at 3 o'clock. Suck. Donkey.
No, oh yeah, I
And
agree.
then-
Right, this game is like, I can't waiting all day for Sunday night.
But I do like this.
It feels like to me, and this is just me watching for some freaking god awful reason. We have to keep watching the Broncos every
Yes.
week. I don't know why they're on TV. They're playing a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah,
But for some reason, general consensus is not backing them. Like,
For me, so I am going to be watching this game religiously because I have Javonte
until the
Williams.
Rockets come on.
Well, yeah, I'll be switching back, but I have Javonte Williams in both my leagues. I have Jordan Addison in Caleb's league. So I have investments in this game right here for sure. It is a light rain as of right now in Denver. We'll see how that holds up at 7 o'clock our time. But I mean, all in all, you just said it. Dobbs has made this Vikings team kind of fun to watch. I mean, not that Kirk Cousins was playing bad because he was probably having the best season of his career, but
what me and James were kind of hinting at earlier, were you thinking that it's time for the Vikings to just continue forward with Dobbs and get past Cousins?
I wasn't going that far, and the only reason is the Vikings players seem to love Cousins. Like, they love him.
Right.
Which is fine. You can love him all you want. But they're, like your point, they're more fun to watch, and I feel better about betting on them in prime time than I would with Cousins. If this was Cousins, they would probably be favored, or it would be like +1, and I would be a little hesitant to bet it. But I like the Vikings +3 with Dobbs. And 2 of my bigger gambling losses this year have been against the Broncos when they beat the Packers and beat the Bills. But both of those were kind of bullshit wins. Not like unfair, but like it was last play kind of wins, came down to the wire. I still don't think this Broncos team is all that good. And this Viking team, just like
you know what it is about the Broncos that I think people like, they are boring to watch to an extent because people just don't like Russell Wilson. But they literally had everything go their way on Monday to beat the Bills. They needed all that to go in that order for them to win.
Yep.
But I think what they don't get credit for is they're amazing at situational football. Like, they know what to call, like, in crunch time. It reminds me of, like, playing the Packers 10 years ago. The Patriots 10 years ago. It was like, yeah, they're kind of mid, but when it came down to, like, the important decisions, they know what to do. And I think that's why they're winning games. And people just don't back them. My opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
So I should play Russell.
But I'm not going to play Russell Wilson. No.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Are you playing the Vikings defense? They've been kind of a pretty nice defense.
Yeah,
They are nice. They're stupid fast and aggressive. They just don't have like name value. Like they don't have the other than Daniil Hunter. They haven't really got
'Cause,
nobody.
like,
and you're probably not falling into the negatives with them. Like the Broncos aren't going to put 30 on them.
Mm-mm.
And see, that's where I'm kind of like. So I have like Detroit and Minnesota, and I'm kind of picking Minnesota over the Detroit just because of I think Russell.
Questions for you, James.
That's a good question. That's probably the best question we've got all day, if not all year. Yes.
And let me ask you this, just to piggyback off his question. Ferguson against the Panthers today, would you prop bet that for a touchdown?
Prop bet that. It's like plus 250 or plus 230, depending on where you're looking. Prop it.
There you go, Terrell.
I mean,
And then if you want the paperwork, we can send it over, me or Nick. It's part of it.
after that one game where James just talked about him so much, and then Zach was like, he gets like a touchdown every game. I was like, I'm trading for him. I was like,
Yep.
Dak just knows how to utilize his tight end, and
His touchdown value gambling is still overlooked because everyone, it's like CD and Pollard are like minus 120. So you can bet that, but you're not getting much value back. Where with Ferguson, you get plus 200 odds. Like that's just better value and a better bet.
I'm not calling him apples for apples with him, but I see a lot of Mark Andrews play in Ferguson in the way that they play football. That's why I like him.
2.0.
hey, I'm just saying, I traded for him in Dynasty League. I don't know how long Mark Andrews is out for.
You traded Mark Andrews for him.
I know. Hey,
There you go.
football guys are like, all right, we messed with you enough, Nick.
Great question. Great.
Are y'all playing Jordan Addison as in this game against Denver?
I would.
'Cause it sounds like TJ is the guy. Then
Is Osborne playing? Because Osborne's been in and out.
I have no idea. I think he is. He's not on the report.
I don't trust KJ.
But not only that, it's like because Addison is so versatile, he can come inside, he can go outside slot, outside receiver. And you go back and look at the game from last week, like there was 2 or 3 plays Gabe Davis was wide open in the middle of the field. Either he just didn't get the ball or he dropped it. And if that's there for Addison, he's not going to drop it because he's way better than Gabe. So I could see a path for him to do good today.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, so we're playing Jared Judy, Cortland Sutton.
Are
I
we?
don't know. I'm asking.
Now, I probably would, if they're on my team. It's just depending on what you have. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we like the Vikings defense. They're solid, but they don't scare
No.
nobody.
So I'm playing Javante in 2 leagues.
There you go.
Zach, that question's for you.
DK,
What?
Waddle, Saquon, Javante.
Saquon, Javante, sit one. Saquon,
You-
sit his ass down.
You,
They're gonna be like, well, what if he gets his 12 points? I doubt it.
If he gets 12 points, if he does good and the other ones don't, I would admit I was wrong, but
the fact that
from
you're
what I've seen, I'm sitting Saquon.
the fact that you're asking if Saquon has to be sat means you don't have faith in him either.
Yeah.
I tried to trade for him, and then I canceled the trade because I couldn't do it. So.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have too much more faith in DK, but
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett might be out also, so it kind of brings his value up a bit. At least he has a guy that can throw him the damn ball. I don't even know the quarterback's name on the Giants.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that guy's an actor. I thought you were talking about the actor.
It's the same guy.
But it's the same guy. See, my thing about DK is I think he's been hurt the whole year.
He might have.
He's just kind of trying to get through it.
Ever since he got smacked in the ribs that one game, I think he's been fucked up.
Yep.
Yep.
Miami obviously wants to utilize Waddle today because that's all they're talking about. And Nick's going to make a shirt that says it's Javante 30 carries.
30 carries. 30 carries. 30 carries.
Is he number 30? That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. Yeah,
No, I think he's like 28.
close
Yeah.
enough.
28 carries.
I'm cool with that. Hey, I'm cool with that. Last game, the game tomorrow that everybody will be watching unless you're not a football fan. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. Notable injuries. Dallas Goedert, of course, out with his forearm. Hold on. Hattie goes, start 2 PPR. Evans, Debo, Garrett Wilson, and Tank.
Damn, my first instinct wants to say Evans, but then they go against the Niners today.
Yeah, Evans and Wilson are in tough matchups. I want to go Debo this
It-
year. I go Evans.
But they're playing the Jags though.
Jags.
Ain't that who San Fran? No. Who does San
Tampa.
San Fran play today?
Sam's playing the
The
Bucs.
Bucks. Yeah, that makes me want to play Debo today. I'm telling you, the secondary, Tampa been getting shredded by
Tank Dell
quarterback
blew
play.
up on them. And Noah Brown blew
Yeah.
up on them. It's kind of like,
I like
I
Tank.
kind of want to go Debo and Tank, to be honest with you.
I'm cool with that.
that's rich.
I just think Evans is the only guy who's going to do anything for Tampa.
That's true. He usually is.
I would say Mike Evans and then coin flip Debo or Tank.
That's fair enough.
But don't be surprised if Debo and Tank are your top 2 like guys because the defenses they're going up against and the speed that they have.
This is true.
But if you want like that for sure, yeah, go with Mike
Oof.
Evans. Dude's solid.
On today, Terrell, go Kyler.
Tyler today. Don't look back.
Nope. Set it and forget it.
Go watch old Baker Progressive commercials. Will make you feel better.
Jesus Christ.
But back to the Eagles game. I like the Eagles a lot in this one. They're a prideful team, and in these Super Bowl matchups like this, the year after, I kind of always like the team who lost, especially if they're just as good or better. And I know they have injuries, but this is the kind of defense where the Chiefs' lack of a second option will be exposed.
For sure. I also feel like the strength of Philly's O-line kind of diminishes the strength of the D-line from KC, which they're usually pretty good, so they don't have to blitz too many like linebackers or safeties or anything. But I think they might have to on this game, which means like Devontae or AJ Brown will eat it up.
I think both receivers go off. I think Swift gets some good yards.
You like Pacheco in this?
Well, see, here's my thing about Pacheco. He's really, really good, but he never really, really goes off.
Well,
Like, what is a good game for
he's
Pacheco?
gonna
Yeah,
do it
he's like
today because I traded for him.
This,
Well, like, but honestly, like, what's a good game for Pacheco? Like 85 yards,
yeah,
maybe.
There you go.
Like, I think that he'd get close to it at least. Kelsey's gonna eat. I think Kelsey's gonna have a big day though.
Yeah.
The one thing that they can't do in Philly is guard the tight end, and I think Kelsey has a big game. If Kelsey doesn't, Rashee Rice does. It's be like the last time I told you. It's like if you double team Kelsey, the one thing Casey does know how to do is get Rashee Rice open in the middle of the field.
Who's that jackass 84 for KC who looks like Kelsey, and every Kelsey owner hates it when like it's like
Oh,
Kelsey.
Gray?
No.
What?
Great.
Yeah.
Noah Gray, Justin Watson.
Gray,
So their other tight ends might even have decent looks, but I don't want to start them.
Sky Moore. No, just kidding.
Ugh.
Oh,
Terrell says I picked up Leonard Fournette. Good stat.
I think it's a good stash. I really do, because like he's kind of what the other, like Latavius Murray just runs the ball better to me than James Cook, but James Cook has better passing skills. And Fournette, he does that both better than both of them. He's just can't do it a lot. Yeah,
James Cook, I need you to do good today. I'm not playing you.
bro. You know I wish you well.
I'm not-
I wish you
That's
the best. I want you to win all your leagues. but there's nothing in this world to make me talk James Cook up. I just can't.
I'm not talking him up. It's like if you make like eggs, but you're like learning, and you were supposed to make like sunny side up, but you accidentally made scrambled eggs. You know.
Right, I
what
got you.
I'm not playing him. I have Singletary over him today, so I'm
Okay.
not playing him at all today. So I saw him against the Jets, and I'm probably not even playing him the rest of the year because I got Ramondre coming back next week. So I'm just gonna run Ramondre Javante the whole rest of the time, man. I'm rolling with this tricycle till the wheels fall off at this point.
Hell yeah.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I ain't got no other choice. Nobody in this league wanted to trade anything. They're like, give me AJ Brown
What's-
for freaking Josh Jacobs.
What's the over under for that game, James?
It's high.
Like, what's the point project? I was about to say the point projection must be pretty high in that game.
I want to say it was like 49. Let me check.
It was
If that's the case, I have to go over. I think everyone's going to take the over, though.
over under 45.5.
That's it?
James Cook should have a chip on his shoulder this game.
Yeah, well, there's some salsa on the other one. Something he could snack on while his ass sits on the bench.
So far, betting odds, 75% of people have picked Billy.
Oh, James hit the nail on the head. They're too proud. Like, they're coming out swinging. Like, it's like, and I just don't know if the KC can match their intensity for that game.
What's up, fellas? Dell or Metcalf have PPR?
Tank. Tank.
That's been
All the way.
I'm just going to go with Tank just because. All right, I got us for one more minute, guys, and we're going to get off and
Go.
go handle business. So I can do my draft key stuff.
Nick and I have to go to our Ferguson altars and do our pregame worship.
I need
I need breakfast.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, me too.
Ferguson.
When you said steak and eggs, I was like, man,
I know you said steak and eggs. I'm like, dog. I was gonna wait.
I don't
till-
steak, but eggs. Half of that.
I don't have
Just to
steaks,
get 'em.
but I have egg, and I got some like turkey deli meat. That might work.
Ooh. I can make
I should
egg
do the other day.
tacos.
I got kangaroo meat still.
You haven't cooked it yet?
No, I haven't had time.
Terrible.
Exotic.
Everybody's asking me about food from Thanksgiving right now in my messages, so I got even more hungry. I hate my life. I didn't get Chinese food yesterday either, Zach.
I did.
I had cheesy sweet potatoes yesterday that were incredible.
I hate you. All right, the 1 minute.
And then I had Chili's.
I had chili last
Damn.
night too. That shit was good.
Getting hungry.
All right. Much love, everybody. Good luck in week 11. Hopefully, you don't have to play some of the players that we named that are going to suck. But if you did, oh well. Good luck to Barkley owners. Yeah, we're out of here.
Thanks.